left, of course, shield mains and shield mains, paladins, men-at-arms, and even Mamus are the units of choice here for tankiness, for the shields. The shield unit of choice, could even say. Modaos, Phalanx, and Orochi are the pikes for YeahBuddy, and on the other side we got Orochi, Phalanx, and Modaos. So exactly the same on the other side, but Altushki, they get a ton of cavalry, and YeahBuddy didn't have too much on their own side, so we will be seeing a ton of cav from the defense. Will YeahBuddy's anti-cav be enough to stop that amount of cavalry? We shall find out in a few minutes as this map is loading into the Dasuo first match of this last best of two today. YeahBuddy in red and Altushki in blue. Here we go. And we're still loading. Here we go. We sally out immediately, straight out the gate. There they come. Altushki. They just want to make some things interesting here. Oh my goodness, but look at that musket bombs. Which musket did throw those? Socialist Hippie? Probably. He's just an incredible musket. Those musket bombs, they were just thrown from miles away and still hit the middle of the gate. That's just impressive. Cavalry from YeahBuddy can just go through, straight through. Oh my goodness, trapped immediately on the Shenji. Things are falling apart for Altushki quite quickly here. Altushki trying to go in, but YeahBuddy already set up on the supply point. I see some Fusiliers even from YeahBuddy, but cavalry is going in, going through from Altushki in the back. Yenidaos going in, and that cavalry from Altushki is dealing quite some damage. Human from Altushki also through that supply point, and I feel like YeahBuddy is losing a ton of the units here. I see so much cavalry left from Altushki. Oh, trap, not the best trap here, but that's an even unit trade. I felt like YeahBuddy was in a good position. They still have a ton of their heroes alive, but that next cavalry could change this one. Heroes, oh, still a lot alive, but that's a triple kill here from Altushki. Trap being called on that supply point immediately again, and oh my goodness, that trap did not do too much. Red and Pikes coming in, but that's so many heroes dead. YeahBuddy, usually a team good in killing heroes. Another unit of cavalry, massive from Altushki. They have played this sally out so long, and that cap was just massive. One by one in perfect spots. Altushki with a good opening sally, getting a few hero kills, going back inside and probably closing the gate right now. Good opening, not too sure how exactly the unit trade is. I hope the gate will be closed in a few seconds, because otherwise it might not be able to be closed here anymore. Gate is still open, hero in, and that gate will stay open. Why didn't Altushki close the gate? Unit trade, quite good for Altushki here, looking at tier 5 and tier 4, but then tier 2 in the favor of YeahBuddy. YeahBuddy can do a lot with that tier 2 unit, so not the best unit trade for Altushki, but still quite good here. Gates, is it a bait? It could be a bait from Altushki, leaving the gate open, or they just want to sally out again. One unit of heavy cavalry, we didn't really see that too much, but heavy cav trying to get out, and that's just plenty of anti-cav, but the heavy cav is outside the gate and going in. Does it get in? It does not, it feels like. Companion cav getting straight out, some more human, and that's a massive sally out. Anti-cav from YeahBuddy struggling to stand their ground, and that's the problem I've mentioned before. Altushki, they brought a ton of cavalry. YeahBuddy didn't bring too much anti-cav, and that's the problem YeahBuddy is facing right now. They don't have anti-cav left. 810 units, but there's no anti-cav. They're just being wiped here. One by one, Altushki is still outside. YeahBuddy not even on the walls here with the towers. Right side now landed. Right tower on the walls, but there will not be much going up that tower with that much cavalry outside. YeahBuddy immediately over the supply point. Altushki just straight in the face of YeahBuddy. YeahBuddy Paladins left there, and I mean, YeahBuddy not completely out, but that one is such a massive advantage for Altushki. How will YeahBuddy come back from that one? Cavalry straight in. They have no anti-cav. Nothing. Nothing left. Cavalry from Altushki just freely roaming around. That's one unit of anti-cav. Phalanx. Good position here for the Phalanx with the rest of the units. Supply still in the hands of YeahBuddy. But look at that. Altushki is even falling back into the city, not willing to engage anymore. They are falling back, resupplying, taking the lead they have. And that's a beauty of a strat here. YeahBuddy, they didn't expect this one. Oh my goodness. That will be a clean wipe of the outside of the city. Phalanx in the gate. Gate will be closed. And now Altushki can just sit on top and try to defend this, even though I would say Altushki should go to the ground because they still have tons of cavalry, and yeah, but you don't have anti-cav. YeahBuddy making a move to the top. Flames from Altushki in quite a dangerous position. Claymores as well. Altushki, you can't just throw this one away. You have to be careful here. You can't really fight on the walls. I feel like Altushki should just fully send it to the ground. You don't leave those units on the point. Why are there still so many units? There are 2 times Shenji, 1 times Flames, 1 times Kokos. Those units are so dangerous when they are on the walls, but if you can force them to the ground, which would be the case on the endpoint, you can just take a good fight here. Trap being called here in the back. Beautiful trap, not being paid attention by Altushki, and that one is hurting much. Flank now coming in through the trap into the back, but the Altushki, they are being wiped here completely. Point with Flames, it was completely wiped. Flames will deal with those Orochi. Point 3 minutes 10 seconds. That's the big advantage here. Altushki only has to hold on for 3 minutes. Flames straight over the point, but YeahBuddy of course straight in the Flames, and the infantry will be dealt with by the Flames of YeahBuddy. Infantry wiped out, and this one is a massive victory for YeahBuddy, and exactly that is the problem for Altushki when they fight on the walls. They should have given YeahBuddy the ground and just went straight to the endpoint, utilized the cavalry, and right now YeahBuddy once again in the lead here, going to the next point. Oh my goodness, that feels just like... that felt like a huge misplay. I hope Altushki knows what to do next. Otherwise, YeahBuddy, of course, in a great position. Good push here to the A point. And, I mean, that's just what we used to see from YeahBuddy. Even if it feels like they are down and out, they just come back. They just put up a massive play like that one here. Get the A point under control, and like that in the lead again. Beautifully done by YeahBuddy. Now B point will be free to capture, and oh my goodness, Altushki not looking too great for them. Unit trade here, as you can see, of course, twice the amount in tier 5, more than double the amount in tier 4. Even a bit more for Altushki in tier 3, and a bit more in tier 2 for Altushki, but YeahBuddy of course with a massive lead here in tier 5 and tier 4. The last anti-cav for YeahBuddy are the 27 Phalanx units from Sexy Kebab. That's it. that could be dealt with. Not the end of the world for Altushki. They still have 4 units of cavalry. If they can get rid of those phalanx, there's a chance. There's still a chance, but there's a ton of of special units on the side of YeahBuddy. Flames used perfectly can also work as anti-cav. Cocos can stop cavalry quite okay, and I mean Shenji, a beautiful Shenji throw in the way of cavalry can also stop it. So YeahBuddy, with the skill level really high, I would assume YeahBuddy is good with anti-cav. They don't really worry about it too much. C point will be captured in a few seconds. We're seeing quite offensively here, maybe trying to bait a trap, but that trap won't be called. Cavalry is close, roaming around, looking for an opening, but it's not there. And right now, YeahBuddy is just slowly moving forwards, making sure they can stay in the position they have right now with the lead in units and try to pick off some of the defenders' heroes. Oh my goodness, that's just so close here. YeahBuddy pushing in with the heroes. First Polex engaging, second one engaging as well. Musket. Oh, that musket won't survive this one, but will it be enough heroes? Can they walk up this one? Can heroes run up there, or are they trapped inside? They can run up. Okay, so YeahBuddy not in a too bad position here. I felt like they might be two ways for everything, looking for one Autohawk, trying to support his mate. YeahBuddy going in, one hero from Altushki is dead. Daus going straight into the Cocos. Phalanx braced on the point. Next unit of cavalry from YeahBuddy going in. Cavalry from Altushki going straight into the Phalanx. The other cavalry not really able to get through, and like that, YeahBuddy is taking control of this supply point, is taking control of this match. Only 97 units left from Altushki. Beautiful push from YeahBuddy here. 8 minutes 20 left. They are heading straight to the end point, and there will not be much left. There are 3 heroes alive from Altushki, and they will be chased down immediately. One last hero. Where is he? He is coming from C. You can see it on the minimap. He's coming from C, but he won't be at that endpoint quick enough. 5 more seconds. 3/4 complete. Only 1 to go. That's only 2 seconds left. 1, and we got YeahBuddy victory once again. Oh my goodness. Beautiful study out from Altushki. But in the end, YeahBuddy takes the victory. Atomic then with the MVP. 100 contribution points? Nope, that's not what he got here. MVS it is. 300 support points. 3 hero kills, 135 unit kills, 1.3k troop kill score. And like that, MVP for YeahBuddy. Most heroes killed are 9. 4 too lazy for everything, 8 for Gurk, and like that, beautiful performance. Too lazy for everything now on 49 hero kills. That's just amazing. And on the other side, Altushki with the MVP. Pustoy with 133 unit kills, 3 hero kills, 1.3k troop kill score. Beautiful performance from him, getting 26 Cocos, 6 Shenji and 2 Flames off the board. That's just amazing. And most heroes killed on the side of Altushki is Heimdall with 6 hero kills. And now let's get to the post-battle analysis and see where things broke apart for Altushki and where YeahBuddy got back the control. And there we go. First sally out from Altushki, already unit advantage for them. Second one, massive lead for Altushki. But then going to the walls, once again, I feel like that was a big mistake. They shouldn't have went to the walls, they should have stayed on the ground, utilizing the advantage with the cavalry against no anti-cav from YeahBuddy. But they went to the top, they got completely wiped, and then on the end point they got wiped again. 50 to 30 hero kills. That's usually not what we see with YeahBuddy. They usually get a better trade there. But in the end, it comes down to the end, and YeahBuddy got the victory. And like that, Altushki sadly didn't work out for them. They have one more chance. With all the remaining units, that just screams wall hold to me. But not a wall hold with destroying the towers. As you can see, no line draws, no falconetti. But just letting the towers land on the wall. And then just taking the infantry fights. But I'm not sure. YeahBuddy, they don't bring too much anti-cav to me, which means it should be a wall hold. But I didn't see a single unit of cavalry on the side of Altushki, and as soon as YeahBuddy figures that one out, they could just easily go to the ground. Or they just want to hold B and C, and they say only entrance to B and C with cavalry is the one gate next to B. So we can just block that cavalry coming in from there with one unit of anti-cav, and we don't need more. So multiple possible reasons to pick that few units of anti-cav, but I feel like YeahBuddy, they definitely have a plan with it. And Altushki, on their side, they have one unit of line row. Where will this one stand? I feel like we might see a C-point push from the top of the tower, because that's usually where the line row works perfectly. From the high angle, just straight into everything on the ground. Just stand up there, wait for the defenders to push you. And I would assume that's the plan for Altushki. But first, they need to get past this A point. And we have seen the A point be a crucial point multiple times before. So Altushki, how do you want to do it? And that's exactly the question here. YeahBuddy straight outside the gate. So, oh my goodness. The next sally out, YeahBuddy this time with a ton of infantry. And that's the reason why they have 3 times cavalry anti-cav. They just want to have the anti-cav in this sally out. And afterwards they have to stay on the walls, because if they lose that anti-cav in this sally out here, they have just no chance to do anything against cavalry anymore. They have 2 times medals left, and that's it. Altushki on their side, oh, they are just pushing one tower, beautiful trap to the supply point, but Altushki is not willing to push anything. I like that. They are not aggressing, they are just waiting for YeahBuddy to come, and they are just calmly pushing one tower. That's it. Big problem though is if YeahBuddy decides to go to the back, take control of the artillery from Altushki, and oh my goodness, what is that trap? YeahBuddy just in the middle of that trap, sadly not hitting much, but that trap looked so devastating. Oh my goodness, that trap was massive, and right now cover for YeahBuddy is gone, and YeahBuddy has to figure out what to do here, as they don't seem to be willing to push the backside. Traps are coming to support the tower, to land. Tower on low HP, so it might be taken down by only muskets even, but in the end we shall see here. Defenders, YeahBuddy, they are willing to engage here, and they will engage. Heroes jumping to the tower to prevent it from going. Trap being called here in the middle of the lineup, and oh my goodness, once again a beautiful trap. Altushki setting up, Null's going in, tower destroyed in the meanwhile, and that's a beautiful setup from Altushki here, but will it be enough? YeahBuddy from multiple different angles. Yeah, Orochi dealing magnificent damage against the dagger axe. The infantry push from YeahBuddy is being dealt with. YeahBuddy feels like they are on the back foot right now. Trap in the back. Beautiful trap here once again. Trap work from Altushki, massive. Phalanx will be dealt with in a few seconds. I now see cavalry on the side of Altushki. One hero is even blocking the supply, so YeahBuddy have no chance of picking new units. Beautifully done. Phalanx will be dealt with. Infantry supporting that supply point fight, and that's a massive game plan here for Altushki. They have control of the supply point again. They will try to wipe as many heroes from YeahBuddy as possible, and that's just beautiful. Gate is close, 6 minutes 52 left, but Altushki, they got a good opening fight, and now they just have to push the towers to the walls. The range units though, oh, those archers, they were in quite some trouble. Heroes from YeahBuddy though being wiped, supply point blocked again, and oh my goodness, that's so massive here to block that supply point again and again and again, because look at this, the musket is not being dealt with now, no chance to get back on that supply point. Tower being pushed again, but oh my goodness, so much time wasted. Sally out didn't work perfect in the unit count, but I mean, look at this. 6 minutes left, but the unit trade, oh my goodness, more than 200 units in tier 5 advantage for Altushki. More than 70 units advantage in tier 4 for Altushki, and then tier 3 and tier 2 in the advantage of YeahBuddy, but the tier 5 and tier 4 unit advantage could be devastating in the end. We get some Matadori pushing the left-hand tower. That would have been great to have in the first push of the right tower, but they weren't picked there. Apparently, I would assume you usually push the tower with Matadori if you have them out. First tower landed on the right side, middle tower close to the walls, and the left one will take probably 20 more seconds to reach. Musket from the top, disturbing the ramp from getting to the gate, but that one will get there eventually as well. Trap not hitting anything apart from some heroes, and oh, that's some quick engagement from YeahBuddy. Pustoy being dealt with. He was not able to get away, and that's only 14 heroes from Altushki alive. Do they want to push in with only 14? I would assume they want to wait for Pustoy here. 4 minutes 33 seconds left, not too much time left, but if they go for one good push, I mean, oh my goodness, that's so many heroes from YeahBuddy here. Can Altushki fight back against that? Nobody lost here. Beautifully recovered from that one. YeahBuddy really aggressive with the heroes, but Altushki making this one look like they have a plan. They are looking for that tower. One unit of Threat and Pikes going to the right. Dual Blade in quite some danger. We have seen YeahBuddy push single heroes multiple times, but I feel like they can't really go there, because right now Altushki is readying up for a push from that side. You have some archers waiting on top of the mountain, but the Rattan Vipers here from YeahBuddy, they will be devastating again. Trap being called into the rotation from YeahBuddy, and those traps, they are so incredibly massive. Those traps, once again, Shield Maiden is completely wiped, Flames in the trap, and all the other units. Altushki's traps are so massive, but the Flames from YeahBuddy are in the fight as well. Altushki, can they break through? They try to, and that feels like a quick wipe. Altushki really getting the upper hand of this fight here, pushing in 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Supply point from YeahBuddy not blocked, so YeahBuddy could take some new units from the supply. Altushki immediately moving to the point, and that's once again a massive unit trade for Altushki going to the A point. They are on the point, heroes trying to get on it, units trying to get on it, and that point at the moment is in control of Altushki, but that might change in a few seconds, as YeahBuddy is definitely willing to take the fight on A. One hero being dealt with, Dual Blade being dealt with as well. Musket from the back trying to get on the point. Will it get there? There we go, Musket on the point, but being dealt with in seconds. Pikes from the back not able there, to 3/4 complete, and that A point will be captured. A point done. YeahBuddy falling back to B and C. Altushki making a move to the right supply point. Left tower will be pushed by 3 heroes, Musket in there. They just want to get rid of those range units. Will they be able to do so? They might even. Pustoy is on top of the wall, So those Red and Vipers will not live for long. Dual Blade trying to escape. There we go. Quick rush away. And that's another rush. Here we go. Okay, that Dual Blade is just long gone. Altushki on the B point. Trapping B point gates. That was just a predictive trap. And that's the last trap they had. So YeahBuddy has no danger from traps. Oh, is it the last one? I don't know if that's the last trap from Altushki. Because on my screen I see 6 traps left, so that might be a visual bug. You can see here, I think Altushki should have still some traps left, so might be better than we thought. But we shall see here. Altushki making a long rotation to the C point, and I would assume we will be seeing some Lion Roars in there as well. YeahBuddy rotating around as well through this inner courtyard, and I have no idea what exactly the plan is, but it feels like Altushki is just going to the ground at the moment with all their units, but so many heroes are still up on the walls. And I'm not sure if YeahBuddy is aware of this one, but they will be in a few seconds as you see the musket going to the ground. And oh my goodness, that means YeahBuddy will be aware of the situation. Shenji being already on the move here. Nope, Shenji not willing to go to B yet. And Altushki, they drop down to their units and will engage in a few seconds. We have Phalanx and Modals on top of the walls. Usually we don't see those going for the flank. It feels like Altushki just wants to make sure they are not being pushed by cavalry in their flank. Trap being once again beautiful position from the trap. YeahBuddy not aware of those traps. Usually we see YeahBuddy just be fully aware of any traps coming, but this time none of those traps was called before. We have Lion Roar sitting on the ground, just shooting onto the B point. Beautiful setup from Altushki. YeahBuddy trying to push in musket bombs in there as well. Will the Lion Roar survive this? Probably they will, and those Imperial Pikes will make some ground. Orochi following up, Lion Roars going in, trap once again, hitting the Shenji, and those Shenji are just gone. That means the point is almost free. The top is also protected by some pikes, and Altushki is starting to capture B. Altushki now on B. Lion Roars just sitting calmly in the back. No chance for YeahBuddy to push in here, and that feels like the perfect attack strategy from Altushki here. Going onto the B point, going for this one here, and Altushki, they fall back again. That's just a bait. Lion Roars shooting in again. We just have to check out that hero in the end. It's Argent or something. We will definitely see him on top of the leaderboard, because I mean he's just the one wiping this point. YeahBuddy, they have no chance. They're just there to die. Those Lion Roars from Altushki are so massive, but the big problem are the muskets from YeahBuddy, and I feel like those muskets could have taken out the Lion Roars because I don't see them anymore. And that means that Altushki finally has to push in, and YeahBuddy can now fight back. YeahBuddy versus Altushki, here we go. That one might be the game deciding push. YeahBuddy still has some flames in there. Well, I don't know if Altushki have them with them. I don't think so. And that feels like YeahBuddy is taking control of this fight with all the special units. And it's only 1 minute and 30 left. So Altushki, they got a good trade with the Lion Roars. But as soon as the Lion Roars were killed by the muskets, it was just the end. And 1 minute 20 left. I feel like YeahBuddy once again somehow came back into this match. You can see it here. Unit trade even. Very, very even. Small lead, I would say, in the favor of Altushki, just because they have more tier 4 and a bit more tier 5. But 1 minute left. that's not enough. You have flames on the side of Altushki. Where have they been? Probably either in that fight before and wiped by the muskets, or not in the fight. But I feel like those muskets from YeahBuddy were just game ending, and Altushki trying to get in Podobin with the flames. Oh, good flames, even though they died quite quickly. But there's another set of flames. Nope, it's not. It's just remaining flames. But YeahBuddy, they are just fighting this out here in this gate. 25 more seconds. And that's just once again a YeahBuddy victory. Oh my goodness. Beautifully played from Altushki here. But in the end, YeahBuddy with the muskets. Very strong performance here from YeahBuddy to come back from that deficit, and that's just impressive here. 0 seconds. YeahBuddy takes it 2-0 victory from YeahBuddy, and we got it here. Only 2-0s once again in week 4 already. We have on the left hand side MVP for Altushki is Podobin with 123 unit kills. He did a good job, 3 hero kills as well to his name. I could imagine he has the MVO because MVD and MVS are already given to other people on his side. Sadly, not enough for Altushki. Most heroes killed is Hyorin Maru on the bottom here with 5. And Angelimos with the Lion Roars has 135 unit kills. So quite good job from him. But in the end, sadly, not enough he killed. It feels like almost only some Reapers. The Shenji, okay, the Shenji are massive, but then a ton of green. And I feel like YeahBuddy did good. They didn't invest too much on that point. And now let's go to the other side. YeahBuddy, MVP, too lazy for everything. Also, most heroes killed on his side. 11 hero kills to his name. He's just incredible in hero killing. 112 unit kills, 1k troop kill score, and 119 contribution points. Beautiful match from him. Very strong performance from YeahBuddy once again, and we can head it straight to the post-battle analysis to see how those fights turned out. And there we go. Good fight from Altushki here in the beginning. Good fight. The second fight, always a bit ahead, not too much, but a bit. But then in the end, just this last fight was so devastating. YeahBuddy took the upper hand and got the victory. One thing I want to point out is where Ape Holy Hyper died. Where did he die? On the top left of your screen there. How did he even get there? But not too much of a concern. Heroes killed 26 to 36 once again. Good job from